I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
All right, y'all, we're here. We're live. You're watching Buster Unmasked. And look, guys, I don't know if you've seen it last night, but talking Memphis Wrestling with Randy Hales, Terry Golden was on last night. And we've been telling you about this big KAW reunion show and that how big it could possibly be. And you found out last night. For those of you who've seen it, you know. For those of you who didn't, I'm fixing to tell you. Huge announcement. You seen last night? Terry Golden, Randy Hales, Power Pro Wrestling, KAW, and MCW coming together for the first time in history. In history now, to put on a combined show. Now look, here's the thing. It's not just those two companies. There's all kind of companies from all over our area. Pretty much, if you've ever been a part of Memphis Wrestling or wrestling in Memphis to a certain degree, you are welcome. It's open, from what I understand, it's open to anybody, but September 21st, we've been telling you this date. Now, originally, it was scheduled for Memphis. That was the idea. Some logistic issues, some other things. It's been moved to Jackson, Tennessee at the Picture Perfect Arena in Jackson on September 21st. It's going to be huge. Look, there's going to be a meet and greet. There's going to be matches. There's going to be a who's who of Memphis wrestling, from the classic legends to Power Pro alum, KAW alum, and just a whole gamut of things going on. Here's the deal. That ain't all. It's going to be even bigger. There's more announcements to come. Just wait for them. Over the next few weeks, month or so, there's going to be more announcements about who's going to be at this show and what all's going to happen. But here's the thing. Even bigger than that, last night, it was announced that Terry Golden, the owner and founder of Kick-Ass Wrestling and MCW Memphis Championship Wrestling, is going into the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame. Here's the thing, guys. I don't know if any of y'all realize how big a fucking deal this is. This is no bullshit. 25 years ago, this could have never happened. Probably even 10 years ago, it could have never happened. Here we are, 2024. It's happening. Terry Golden's going in the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame, and I want to send out a big congratulations to Terry. He deserves this, man. If anybody around here over the past 20 years, 25 years deserves to go in the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame that's not part of the Power Pro, Memphis Wrestling, USWA Corps, it's absolutely 100% Terry Golden. And here's the deal. If Terry Golden could get in, you never know. Could open the door for a lot of other guys from KAW, Power Pro, obviously Memphis Wrestling. You never know now who could get in this Hall of Fame. Wide open. That's what everybody's trying to do. Open wrestling up. Awesome deal, y'all. But tonight we got a huge show. I'm glad to be back. It's been about 10 days since I've been here. I've needed the rest. Got a huge show. We got the front row coming on, and already I see my man, Justin Klein. I don't see Brandon yet, but I see Justin. He's down in the weight room. Been there for about 2 minutes. He's flipping me off. I can see the look on his face. He's had to wait. You know he don't like that. So look, without any further ado, this is Stan Gable's favorite frat boy. None other than Too Fine, Justin Klein. Justin.
Not bad, not bad. You know, most of the time when you've got a guest on, like if Justin Timberlake's going to go on the late night talk shows, the host doesn't spend the first 5 minutes talking about Taylor Swift's new album. So, you know, I'm not real happy with how we got started there, Busty. Can I call you Busty?
Klein, you know, look, man, I feel like, look, here's the thing, dude. I seen your little softball reference. You never know what you're going to get on here. It could be slow pitches or it could be an ambush. Klein, I hope you're ready. Tonight could be a little bit of both, dude. And let me ask you right off the bat. We're missing maybe the most important piece of this interview right here. Where is the champion? Where's the EPW heavyweight champion right now?
Well, I know this comes as a big shock to you, Busty, but the fact is we're in high demand right now. So your show is not the only thing going on. He's leaving a radio interview right now. So he will be here. I guarantee he always upholds his commitments. He's a very responsible young man. So you ain't got to worry about that. But just know that I'm here and, you know, I can fill any kind of time. Trust me. I don't ever run out of things to say.
Well, you know, I'm glad you said that, Klein, because here's the thing. And I was really hoping Justin would be on and Brandon would be on and we'll revisit this once he is. But here's the deal. You can fill any time. Here's the thing about great managers, dude. Great managers enhance their talent. They do not steal the spotlight from them. Do you feel like that you steal the spotlight from your talent sometimes?
Absolutely not. Everything I do goes back to him, just like I just talked about him there. You know, I don't like the line of attack that you're going on. You know, you want me to bring it down a notch a little bit. I'm putting him over. I mean, everywhere I go, I'm spreading the gospel of Brandon Savage. I'm like a Jehovah Witness for the frat row hero.
Dude,
he's running a little bit late. What's the deal? I mean, you know what? Unlike most of your guests, I guarantee he's going to come on looking like $1 million prepared, not looking like he works. What's Johnny Dotson say? Works on Earl's Oil Change or Potbelly Plumbers that you usually have on here. He's going to be dressed to the nines, looking professional.
I hope so, man. Look, obviously, brand new EPW heavyweight champion. Big deal. Here's the thing. I feel like you guys have been on probably a 2-year quest to get right where you are now at the very top of the EPW mountain. Brandon's now the champion. But here's what I want to do. I want to slide back in time a little bit. Let's go back 2 years, because when I originally seen you guys, matter of fact, look, hey, you ain't never spoke no clearer words, Klein. The man is in the studio down here. Let me tell you something. This guy right here has been on a 2-year quest to get to the top of the EPW mountain. He has officially gotten there. He is Stan Gable's favorite wrestler. He is the front row hero, the one and only EPW heavyweight champion, Brandon Savage. Champ. He comes on and he clicks off, man. Come on, Klein. Look, he's the champion. Get your boy some good internet, man. What's going on?
What are you doing? Trying to sabotage the show? There he is, right there.
There we go. There we go.
What up?
Champ, look, man, me and Klein was just fixing to get into it. And before we really get into you and the title, I asked Klein a question, man. Here's the thing. Great managers enhance their talent. They do not steal the spotlight from their talent. Do you feel like sometimes maybe Justin Klein steals your spotlight out there?
No, never. Me and Justin work as a team. How could he steal my shine?
Well, I mean, it's just a question. Look, it ain't just a question. It ain't just me. It's out there. It ain't just me. It ain't something I invented. This is out there in the ether.
Here we go with the fake news. This is what the fake news loves to do, people. They throw something out to mix the pot, and they're like, it's not me. It's just people are saying, anonymous sources. Okay. All right, Buster, who is it?
It's
people
everybody,
that are
man.
about our success. Is that what it is?
Hey, look, there's no doubt you guys are uber successful. Nobody's knocking that. Hey, y'all are a great combination. But like I said, all the greats, J.J. Dillon, he didn't outshine Ric Flair. Gary Hart, he didn't outshine the great Kabuki.
How can I outshine the EPW heavyweight champion? He's at the top. They don't get more shine than that.
I understand that, and
So
I'm with you
you're
on
trying
that.
to discredit my man's abilities right off the bat.
So-
See, this ain't going to go
So
well
here's the
if you're doing
thing.
that.
Here's the thing. Justin Klein is my Paul Heyman to Brock Lesnar. I'll let him control the mic most of the time, and then I control the in-ring responsibilities.
Hey, like I said, it's just a question, man. I ain't throwing. I am gonna throw you some softballs, but I'm also gonna ambush you a little bit here and there since you made your comments, Klein. And you never know. There might be a picture show up, a unflattering picture you show up here tonight. I don't know. I can't promise you that. But I want to get to the champion, Brandon Savage. You're at the top of the EPW mountain, man. Here's the deal. I feel like you've been on a 2-year quest, and I want to go back a little bit with both you guys. When I first, you guys first, I noticed the Hot Shots. It was a tag team. There was 3 of you guys. So if we can, let's give these people a little history of how we got to where we are. Like I said originally, Justin Klein and the Hot Shots, the frat row. Where is your partner, and what happened to him, Brandon?
I kicked him to the curb, and I haven't seen him since. Ain't heard from him since.
So why, Klein? Why did y'all decide that was he the weak link?
More or less.
I mean, you want me to? I mean, I'm a good person. I don't like to badmouth, but there you are trying to get me to badmouth somebody. Do you think he was the weak link? I mean, we've got the heavyweight champion here right now, so that should tell you something right there. And the other person hasn't been seen since. So,
well, I mean, but y'all were pretty successful, if I remember right. Were y'all not? Did y'all not have a run as the EPW Tag Team Champions?
We did.
That's what I thought.
Also,
Brian,
the Premier Pro Tag Team Champions, first ever and longest reigning, I believe, still. But me and Brandon can only carry the load so much before it's like, what are we doing here? You could be successful on your own. We could be making more money by ourselves.
So you kind of saying he pretty much the Marty Jannetty of the team, and Shawn Michaels had to throw him through the window, maybe?
I was definitely the backbone of the Hot Shots.
So look, Brian Rogers is on, and he says, "Are you still in his shine, Klein?"
That's something that would come from Brian Rogers. You don't know, what does he know about shine? Only thing he knows about shine is shining shoes, shining vehicles, whatever he does.
So Brandon, look, like I said, we went back in time. You started as a tag team. Like I said, a partner gone, then it's just you and Klein. And man, for the last 2 years, man, you've had this ongoing feud with Marco Harris. Man, I mean, it's been from EPW to Premier Pro. You've kind of been chasing Marco for a couple of years, and finally now, a few weeks ago, you caught up with him, man. And not only did you catch up with him, when you did, you became the brand new EPW heavyweight champion. So talk to me about maybe a little bit about those 2 years and chasing Marco, because here's the thing. You chased him in Premier Pro. He was the junior heavyweight champion there for a long time. That was the title you eventually captured. You've been chasing Marco. It seems like he's been one step ahead until a few weeks ago, and then boom, you laid down the smack on him. You became the EPW champion. So talk to me about that.
Let's start with where me and Marco started. Out of a little ways into my singles run, you'd say, me and Marco had a #1 contender match for the EPW heavyweight title. And if I remember correctly, you can go back and watch the episode. I can't remember what episode it is on EPW. But I beat him in that #1 contender match. And then Bone Crusher wheezes his little way in and steals that right from me and hands it to Marco Harris. So Marco Harris did not rightfully earn his shot for the EPW title, heavyweight title. But he was handed to it, and he got lucky and won. Now, as to say I've been chasing Marco Harris, I was chasing Marco Harris. I really wasn't chasing him. I had unfinished business with Bone Crusher before I made the call and stepped up to Marco Harris and claim what was rightfully mine.
So, let's
To tell you
talk
the
about.
truth, let's be honest. Not only in EPW has he beat him a couple of times, but he also beat him in PPW.
Oh yeah,
So,
there's no. I'm not. Look, there's no issue there. That's 100% facts. But the fact is, Marco was the Premier Pro Junior Champion first. Marco was the EPW Heavyweight Champion first. I mean, when you look at it
You
like
know
that,
why Marco was the first ever Premier Pro Junior Heavyweight Champion? Because I was the first tag team champion at Premier Pro. If I would have been in on a singles run then, Marco Harris, who would he have been?
Yeah, there's no doubt you guys are successful. From day one, you've been successful since the first day I saw you guys. Look,
I'm
Eric
just
J.
tired of hearing the name Marco Harris. He's so overrated. I mean, the kid. I mean, he's a nice kid, and he goes to the gym, he posts his little selfies, he thinks he's hot shit. But the fact is, Brandon Savage has always been better, and he deserved all that hype that Marco Harris was getting all along. And that's not me talking out of jealousy or spite. That's me talking facts.
I agree with that, man. Brandon's a hell of an athlete in the ring, and with you by his side, like I said, hell of a team. Look, guys, y'all are one of my favorite combos, man. You know, Klein, as much as me and you get on each other's nerves, man, as far as a manager out there, a heat magnet, you get it, man. Same thing with Brandon. He's a heat magnet, too. All he's got to do is walk out of the dressing room. He gets heat magnet. But here's the thing. Y'all seem to always have an issue with the powers that be in these companies. You got Bone Crusher and Neil Taylor in EPW. You got the Rogers in PPW. What is the deal? It's like you're always fighting the system.
Because the system is rigged, Buster. In fact, we went to a promotion in Dixon, Tennessee Championship Wrestling not long ago. They let a wrestler come in masked as a referee. I knew it right off the bat. I'm like, this guy's not legit. They didn't overturn the result of the match, even though there were shenanigans going on. These promoters always want to make the fans happy, and whoever they like, they tilt the scales in favor of them. And so I feel like it's our job as managers to ensure fairness and sort of balance it out a little bit. I also want to shout out my boy. I see his screen up there, Eric Eric Joyce. One of the only people I have any respect for who work at these companies. Great, I don't know what his title there is. He was a security guard. Perfect example of somebody who hated us from the beginning, and the more he watched us, he just became awe-inspired by Brandon and I, and is like a huge fan now. So,
dude, that's one thing me and you agree on, Klein. Eric J, he's my dude, man. Love Eric, man. Cool dude. I don't know what he sees in you, but cool dude, man. I'm going to have a talk with him about that, Klein. But let's get back to the champ here. Now, look, Brandon, if I'm remembering right, here a couple months ago, you won a battle royal, right? Where you got a trophy, but not only did you get a trophy, that trophy was basically EPW's version of Money in the Bank. You were able to cash it in at your will when you wanted to for a shot. Now, you've held on to this trophy for a while now, like I said, and then a few weeks ago, finally, boom, you decided to cash it in. What was it that let you know it was right that night to go on and let's do this thing?
I had that feeling. I'd finished up my disputes with Bone Crusher and Daniel Nova, and I'd been away from APW for a couple weeks, and I thought, you know what? I think the time's right. I'm feeling it. I think it's time for me to cash in and rightfully claim the EPW Heavyweight Championship. It's gut feeling, honestly. That's about all I can say.
Well, look, I seen that, and another one thing I did notice when you slid the ring, of course, by hook or crook, it's all legal. I seen you take Marco's knee out right off the bat, even before you technically cashed in your trophy for the shot. Hook or crook is pro wrestling. I'm cool with that. But did you feel like you needed to take that extra little advantage? if I'm remembering right, Marco had just had a tough match. He'd already been going for probably 10, 12 minutes or so in a hard-fought match. So did you feel like you needed that, or was it just insult to injury?
I watched the match very closely. I saw that he had that leg worked on fairly good. So when I slid in the ring, I was like, you know what? I'll continue the attack on the leg. And that's what I did. I took the leg out, and, it's hard to fight on one leg. So anything to better my chances, let's go for.
It's called smarts. It's called strategy. I mean, he laid in wait. This was the perfect week. Probably the toughest match Marco had, and wouldn't you say months? Maybe in 6 months. So you picked out the perfect moment. And once the bell rang, it was a clear-cut, clean victory.
I mean, no doubt about that. I mean, no qualms with the victory. It's on the up and up with me. But you got to admit, Marco was a hell of a champion. He toted that EPW title with pride, a hell of a run with it. If I'm thinking right, what is it? He probably had 5 or 6 months with it. Did he beat Jason Genesis's run with it? Because Jason had it before Marco. And both of these guys, Jason was a dominant champion. He was the EPW champion for a long time. And then boom, Marco. Brandon, do you think you're going to be that kind of champion? Do you think you're going to be that dominant, have that dominant of a run?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, when I started this run as a singles competitor, I beat 19 other guys in a row before I took a loss. What makes you think I can't do it now?
There you go. That's a champion's attitude. You got to have that confidence. Look, Brandon, Eric J says, I see Brandon ain't got anything to say about me. He's still upset with how our NCAA 25 matchup went. Brandon,
oh boy.
Talk to me about this.
Take back anything I said positive about him.
Look, Eric, you got lucky. That's all I can say. But anytime you want to run it again, just hit me up.
Man, Brandon, I've been hearing about this this little matchup, man. Dude, I heard you got skunked, man. I heard it was rough, man.
I didn't get skunked. Come on now.
Hey, I'm just, the little birdies are chirping in my ear, man, telling me things, dude. You know what I mean?
Those are voices. That means you need to take your meds, Bust.
I definitely need to take my meds, man. There ain't no doubt about that, man. I take my meds about 1 gram at a time. These little bitty nuggets of buds that I break up in little papers, sometimes into a pipe. That's my meds, dude.
Watching this show, I can tell the effects of that is insatiable munchies.
Dude, this ain't, come on, Klein. Look, this ain't no kid's show, I can tell you that, but come on, Klein. Come on, Klein. The man who always taking pictures everywhere with his shirt off, looking like Winnie the Pooh, man. Come on, dude. Let's dude, look, the Roger says Porky the Pig, but man, when I see you with some of these shots, look, fat man to another fat man, keep your shirt on, Klein. That's what I'm trying to say, dude. Keep your shirt on, man.
Did he just call you fat?
Speak to your this guy, this 400-pound Chinese spy balloon is calling me fat.
I see the fat guy, the fit guy, dude. Let's get real, man. Anytime I see you with your shirt on, dude, all I see is Winnie the Pooh's ass with his face in the honey pot, Klein. That's all I see, dude.
Whatever.
Matter of fact, we're going to make some new shirts, Klein. You just never know.
A lot of women like a man with some curves. And, I mean, I hold my, you're like 5'10", I think. I am like 6'3", so I hold it well, and I look good. I don't care what you say. I look good. My parents always told me I look good, and I know I look good. So
let me tell you,
good. Before you just go on to your next fake news questions, you're starting to piss me off. Let's talk about how Brandon has been hitting the fucking gym. You talk about making some fucking gains. Why don't you give the man credit instead of trying to pick apart how he beat Marco?
Dude, it's just the facts. We just laying it out for everybody. And I have seen the post with Brandon in the gym, man. And here's the thing. I feel like since Brandon set out on this quest and he conquered Marco and took the EPW title, I feel like Brandon has stepped it up a notch or two. I feel like he's taking it a lot more serious. I'm seeing you guys travel to a lot more different places now since Brandon's got the EPW title. I know he's in demand. I know you guys are getting calls. They wanting to book the champion, and I'm starting to see this. Y'all are going out to a lot of different places that I've never seen either one of you guys go to before. And dude, I'm all for it. I think that's great, man. I think it's great for Brandon. I think it's great for the fans too. I mean, here's the thing. Some of these towns, how often do they get to see the EPW heavyweight champion show up?
Right.
None, probably.
Where were we at 2 weeks ago?
Tullahoma, somewhere around in there.
SWF, right? SWF.
Gypsy Joe Arena.
Gypsy Joe Arena. Woo.
So y'all talk to us about
that.
Was
Gypsy Joe, I'd say if I was the estate, if I was the people over there, his estate, I'd be like, pull our name off of that. But look,
rough.
It was rough. And Brandon, I mean, talk about a guy who hold his own on the mic. I mean, he laid into that crowd. Told this one heifer that she needed to get up out of the seat and give the chair a break.
She was fat.
She was big. She was bigger than you, Buster.
So look, Brandon, talk to me about going to these different places. Talk to me about going out to Tullahoma to SWF and now being the EPW champion when you go out to these places. It carries a lot of clout with it, dude. Talk to me about how these people treat you. Talk to me about the experience there, the locker room, the other guys. Did they accept you or did they kind of push you to the side like you were an outsider?
SWF, I mean, you could hint a little bit of you could see a little bit of jealousy there. But I had my man Colton Cage there, you know, that's who I hung out with there. Colton Cage is a great guy. I love him to death.
Fellow champion.
Yeah. I think he's the champion at SWF, ain't he?
Yep.
I believe so. You know, I go out to these other brands and stuff out as the APW champion now. With SWF, you know, I thought there wasn't a worse crowd than APW, but boy, was I wrong.
They probably took the cake.
Yeah, the people at SWF were, they stunk and looked horrible and
bad.
I know you guys are fan favorites everywhere you go, man. I can feel it.
If I got to say this, if Gypsy Joe, whoever the heck that is, saw that arena that he is named after or whatever you want to say now, he would be rolling in his grave.
Yeah.
So look, this is kind of for both of y'all. A lot of responsibility comes with being the face of the company, being the heavyweight champion at EPW. I know, everybody knows, you frat guys. You're always out fraternizing. Late nights, a lot of alcohol, a lot of women. So are you up for that kind of responsibility, Brandon? You first, man. Are you up for that? And Klein, second to you, are you going to be able to keep him on track? Or, you know, are you going to be able to keep him on track so he can hold on to that title? Them late nights, all that drinking, man, it takes a toll on you after a while. The women weaken knees. There you go.
I have been partying since I was 16, 17 years old. I can handle my own. Trust me.
You think I'm gonna put my stock and put all my time into somebody who's not gonna be responsible and can't balance everything? Come on. I didn't get wealthy, Buster, investing in bad investments.
So look, man, there's a rumor, it's been around forever, always, that you're actually Brandon's daddy. Is there any truth to that, Klein? I know we've kind of talked about this before, but it keeps popping up. Another one of them times it's out in the ether that you actually, you know, once again, the way it looks, I feel like you're in one room and Brandon's in the other.
You don't have the balls to say the shit you want to say. If you got a problem with me or you want to say this kind of bullshit, just come out and say it. Don't hide behind, it's just out there in the ether, like out in your farts or some shit. No, it's coming right out of you.
Settle down, Klein. Settle down.
I mean, I would be proud if he was my son. I love him like a son. I love him like a brother. So I don't even see why that matters. I mean,
settle down, Klein.
I will say this. A lot of these kids can't hang with the OGs, right? My man Brandon, when we were in Franklin, he could hold his own in the club, you know, on the street and at the golf course.
So I'm glad you said that about the golf course. Now look, I see y'all had or tried to have a championship celebration here a week or two ago. And you had the champagne, man. You had the table out. All the stuff was laid out, man. And then all of a sudden, big AJ Kazanin come out. So talk to me about this. You kind of won the title from Marco, and now you got this big giant hoss of a dude that seems to want to come after you and want to take your title from you, Brandon. Talk to me about AJ, and are you ready for that guy, that big man, that challenge?
Oh, trust me, I'm definitely ready for AJ. If he thinks he can come out and ruin my night, he's got another thing coming this week. Trust me. When I step into that ring with AJ Kazana, I'm going to rip him a new asshole.
Fine, I seen that AJ kind of flipped the table and threw drink all over you, man. You were almost swimming in it almost.
Isn't it pitiful? Isn't it pathetic that some people can be sore losers, can't be happy for the success of others? I mean, let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question, Buster. Who do you think is the biggest loser, the biggest sore loser in the past 2 weeks? Would that be AJ Kazana or Will Ospreay? Because they both really, showed their ass after, to better men. So,
man, I'll tell you what.
Who was the biggest sore loser? Who was the biggest poor sport?
I gotta say Ospreay, man. I'll be honest with you. Gotta say Ospreay.
He got beat, sure as shit, and then he came out and tried to ruin that celebration. So I saw some parallels there. A lot of bad sports, a lot of jealousy in this business, and we're used to it.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact of the matter is, all bullshit aside, AJ Kazanin, that's one hell of an obstacle standing in front of Brandon, looking to take that EPW heavyweight title. Klein, you said it earlier, strategy. Talk to me. Are y'all working out a game plan to deal with this big guy? Because he's a big ass dude, man. He's what? Probably 280 pounds. Probably 6'2", 6'3", maybe.
I think you're in the right area.
Somewhere around in there, yeah.
He maybe is what? 6'1", 6'2". I don't know. He's a big dude.
Monster of a guy. Monster of a man.
I mean, you can't take it from him. He is a big dude. But do you think that don't scare me? I've been in the ring with guys just as big, and I've laid waste to guys just as big.
I mean, why do I want to tell you the strategy? Obviously, I mean, it's obvious what you're going to do anyway. You're going to get the big people off their feet. Are you not? That's what you got to go for. The weakness.
Yeah, get them off their feet. What can they do on their back? Nothing.
Hey, we're all the same size once we're on the canvas.
Just like a West Texas turtle, he's going to be down there.
So are we looking? Maybe we're going to look at
down.
See another one of them blind leg shots coming in, baby. Is that kind of the idea? Because look, I'll be honest with you. Hey, once you get him on the canvas, it's one story, but to get him there is a whole different story. This is a monster of a dude, country boy, farm boy.
I know you like that. That's right up your alley.
Carries a branding iron, and look, I'm already hearing rumors, dude, that Klein, look, I'm hearing rumors that the Kazanin farm, they got a new cow that they're fixing to brand, dude, and I heard his name was Justin. I don't know. That's just what I heard, man. I heard that dude's got a heated branding iron waiting on your ass, man.
I'd like to see him fucking try it. I would like to see him fucking try it. It'll be the last event he ever goes to.
Look, we got Brett Chappie Chapman with him. He says, why do managers feel like they got to get involved in matches? Klein, that's obviously for you, dude.
It goes back to the same thing I was telling you earlier, because these shady-ass promoters will fucking put their finger on the scale, whether, it's calls or through the referees or the match types or whatever. They watch, they see what these fucking inbreds want to see, and then they're going to try to make that happen. So what we do is just to try to make it fair and balance it out, because you never hear about, these other people who are cheating. What does Chappie know about anything? Why are you reading his question?
Hey, man, I know you and this dude. I see y'all go back and forth on Facebook all the
Because he
time.
won't stay off my Facebook.
And it shows. He says, bah, ha, ha, Justin Bovine Klein. Maybe that's a shirt, dude. Man, look, you start selling those, I want a cut of the money, Klein. But look,
We're not here to talk about ignorance.
all
Okay, even though we're
bullshit
talking to
aside,
you.
let's get back to wrestling. Let's get back to Brandon Savage. And here's what I want to know from both of you guys. You're the APW heavyweight champion right now. What is the next step up for the frat row? Both of you guys, what is your... Are you using EPW as a stepping stone to a bigger company? What is the plan after EPW?
You want to take this? You want me to?
I'm looking to travel a little bit more. I mean, that's really the next bar after EPW. Just, get out and travel, hit Georgia, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, a couple of the
Spread our influence.
southern states, and then build the name up a little bit more and get out to northern states like West Virginia and places like that.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, you guys, I'd love to see you guys show up in American Hostile in Missouri. Dude, they draw some awesome crowds, rowdy fans. You guys might get mobbed there. Could very well get mobbed, man. I'd really like to see you guys there, man. It would be a blast.
Supposed to entice us? You're telling us we might get killed or hurt, and then you want us to go there?
Dude,
try something better. I mean, what kind of nightclubs there? What do the women look like? What kind of restaurants they have? But instead, you're saying you don't get killed there. They're gonna mob you, might rob you. Oh, sign us up.
Sounds like an ideal place, huh?
Hey, that's a
better way to Saturday night. I mean, I live in Memphis. I can get mobbed right out here if I want to.
Hey, might be safer for you to come to Missouri, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's a heel job. Here's the thing at a wrestling show, if you're a bad guy and you incite a riot, you did your job to fucking perfection. Simple as that. You did your job to perfection. Now, whether you make it out of there alive or not, because it's Missouri. Motherfuckers come up missing in Missouri and are never found again. So, I mean, we could be looking for Klein the next time we seen you.
In
you could
southern
be on,
Missouri at that, where they call it Missouri.
Hey, there you go. You could be on a milk carton, Klein. Brandon will have to be. Brandon will have to
before, be. Like, they have mosquitoes that could carry you away there, let alone the people.
Man, you ain't lying about the fucking mosquitoes, man. I agree with you on that one, man. Fucking mosquitoes in Missouri and Arkansas are fucking ridiculous, man. There ain't no doubt about that. But here's the thing. You go up there, you get mobbed. Brandon might have to be interviewing new managers to take your spot, dude.
Who do you think could do what I do?
I don't know.
You don't think we've fought through a mob or two before?
Oh, I'm sure you had. I feel like people want to kick Klein's ass everywhere he goes, man. I'll be honest with you. I feel like people want to punch him in the face no matter where they are. Look, Britt Chappie Chapman's back and he says, "Luckily, I ain't on your ass instead of your Facebook." Oh, but hey, that's a match we might want to see. He came back and he says, "Better be a big milk carton." There you go, Klein. I think we got.
This shit. He ain't gonna do shit.
I think we got a gimmick match set up, man. I do. I really do, man. So, look, here's the thing. EPW champion, you're at the top of the list.
Do I get a chance to answer that last question or not?
Go ahead, Klein.
You're talking about where we want to go from here. I mean, like Brandon said, he wants to travel. I will say this. Breaking news right here. We are in talks right now. I haven't even told Brandon about this, but I had a conference call today, and we are in talk with an Arkansas promotion. So we will talk about that and announce that if it happens, if the money's right and we're going to be treated right, then we will we'll be going to Arkansas pretty soon. So
that's new news to me. Y'all heard it straight from Justin Klein first.
Right. You got the line with Justin Klein. And also in talks with maybe a few new TV opportunities. So a lot of new stuff coming up. the frat row hero is in demand.
A lot of perks come with being the top dog at EPW. There's no doubt about that, man.
And look here, let me just say this too, and I'm not getting buzzed at all, but I'm not going to take anything away from myself. I'm pretty fucking awesome. However, I mean, you couldn't just put me with, Earl from the oil change or, the plumbing guy or something, and I'm going to be successful. I mean, it's got to be a connection here. This is a partnership. And so, it ain't going to work with just anybody. I had a little hand with some other people, never went as far as this because it's like yin and yang here. It's we're a team.
Well, look, I want to talk about that too. I'm glad you said that, Klein. Look, Brett's back, and he said, "I'm in, but he ain't got the cojones." There you go, Klein.
He's calling. Is there nobody else commenting?
He's calling your manhood into question, dude. Mark McGee's with us tonight. He said, "Good evening, Justin and Brandon and Buster." What's up, Mark, dude? Glad you're watching. Having a blast here with Klein. As fun as anything can be with Justin Klein. I'm sorry. He just... You get heat from me, Klein. When you start getting heat from me, you a heat magnet getting motherfucker, Klein.
Brandon, am I not the funnest guy you've known?
Yeah. I mean, man, you've thrown down at some fucking clubs.
So look, I'm glad you mentioned you two guys. How did you two guys actually hook up? How did you two guys become frat row?
You want it? Me?
You
All right.
You want to start out?
So I come in. I feel like I've told this story a lot.
It's a lot of people ask.
A lot of people ask. So EPW, I am brought in from K-Swiss to help him navigate to sort of put legal pressure on the company in order to overturn a decision. So I'm back there in the locker room there during this little trial. It was just going to be, I had no really plan to be sticking around there. And so I represented K-Swiss for probably a year. And then as I'm there, I'm just sort of, shooting the shit and hanging around with Brandon and his brother. And they're just like my favorite guys in the locker room. And we just thought, you know what, we'd make a good team. And so I told them, I asked them if they ever thought about joining a fraternity and kind of like, upping their look, getting their confidence up. They had the raw talent. And so, yeah, our personality just clicked. They joined. I got him in the frat, and I think they just, he's just come a long way since then. Unfortunately, Ethan was kind of a...
Which, I mean...
But...
I stuck my neck out for Ethan. Justin didn't really want him at first. True. But, at the time, I was like, hey, man, we're a package deal. You want me? You got to take Ethan, too.
True.
So, look, guys, we've seen Marco, EPW champion. We've seen him get some shots in. Hold on. We've seen him getting some shots in some NWA shows and some stuff like that. Kind of the next step up the ladder. Is that kind of your guys' goal? Here's the thing. If you got a call right now from NWA or TNA, where would you go?
That's up to him.
Brandon, where would you want to go? You got a call from, but everything the same. Schedule, money, everything. What would be your choice? NWA or TNA?
That's a tough question. That's a hard decision. Maybe, fill both out at first, maybe. Do a little here, a little there, maybe. Then finally make the decision. But if it was a spot on, you had to choose this one or that one. Probably NWA. I'd probably lean more towards NWA.
Closer?
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. I think here's the thing. Now with TNA kind of having a little bit of a relationship with WWE, I feel like NWA is the next step up, and then do good at NWA, and maybe TNA is the next step up past that, and that leads you to WWE or AEW. Me personally, I can't understand why any young pro wrestler that really thought he could be the very best in the wrestling business and wanted to be a superstar in the wrestling business would ever sign with AEW right now. That's just my opinion. Here's the thing: you can make a lot of money, but you're not gonna become a superstar in AEW. Just not gonna happen. I don't care who the fuck you are. MJF only gonna be so big at AEW. I'm sorry to tell you, he's never gonna be the star he could be until he shows up in WWE. Klein, I see your face.
I just wonder if you were done embarrassing yourself right now.
I'll leave this one between y'all two. I don't really watch a lot of AEW myself, so.
I mean, I don't watch a lot of wrestling, if we're being honest. I mean, if it's not my boy, I don't even really watch wrestling. But I will watch, people who interest me, who I relate to, who I support, like MJF, Christian Cage, Jack Perry. There's the 3 superstars right there. I don't know who WWE's got. Paul Heyman.
Klein, you need to stop talking, man. I'm gonna tell you something. My opinion for you is steady going down. I was with you with MJF. I'm with you with Christian Cage, but you fucking lost me on Jack Perry. I'm gonna be honest with you. You lost me bad, dude.
You can't be right all the time. You're rarely right at all. So, I don't know. I don't even know where we're going with this question. I don't care. I mean, I am in it to support my boy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in it for the clout. I am in it for, like when you're like the king of the mountain, or like you're the baddest guy on the playground, or you know what I mean? You want, as long as he's the baddest motherfucker in this region, which he is, then I'm happy. But if he wants to go to wherever, I mean, I got the money. I'll do it. Hopefully, it's the place. I mean, I heard a few states there. I don't really there's nothing I really want to do in fucking Illinois or West Virginia. But you know what I mean? If it's Florida, if it's Montana, Maine, yeah, come on, let's go. I mean, the Hamptons. I love the Hamptons. Do they have wrestling at the Hamptons?
I bet you do, Klein. I bet you do, man.
Yeah, Martha's Vineyard. God, if we could go to Martha's Vineyard Wrestling, it'd be amazing.
Fuck that, man. Fuck Martha's Vineyard. I don't give a shit about none of that, man. Put me in a field of weed. Put me in a weed farm, motherfucker. Fuck Martha's Vineyard. I ain't got time to drink wine, motherfucker. If I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna get motherfucking drunk, and wine ain't gonna do it. As simple as that. Look, Brett Chappie Chapman's back, and he says, got a couple of friends in Memphis. You might have heard of them. So I'm kind of spoiling the surprise, but Klein, do you know the names Flex and Tim Grind? Ring a bell?
The old dudes that are on like Memphis Wrestling acting like too cool. Brian Christopher and I'm not familiar with them, but I know who they are. But
well, look, we got a Memphis Wrestling. We got a Memphis Wrestling.
Doesn't speak very highly.
We got a Memphis Wrestling question, and I'm gonna lay it out on the line to you. Memphis Wrestling or EPW, which is the best company? This is for both of y'all.
Oh, please. Who's the champion of Memphis Wrestling right now? You're wanting to stir the pot a little bit. I will fucking stir.
I'm thinking look, I'm a little behind, but I'm thinking it's still.
You don't even know who the champion is. So that's
K Toomer. I'm thinking it's still K Toomer, right?
I don't know. I told you I don't watch wrestling. I fucking do it.
Brandon, do you know who's the champion?
Some people do, some people watch.
I'm pretty sure it's still Toomer.
It might be still be K Toomer. I don't really keep up with Memphis Wrestling as much as I used to.
How does Brandon Savage, EPW heavyweight champion, match up against K Toomer, Memphis Wrestling heavyweight champion?
Please. Is that even a formal question?
Dude, spit it out, man. I'm creating some rivalries right now.
Bites.
I mean,
bring it on. I am very media savvy. I know what you're doing. This will be on the reel.
Spit it out. Spit it out, Savage.
I'm sorry, K Toomer, but I'd run circles around you, buddy.
Literally, and it may take 20 minutes to get around.
Oh.
So look, we got a few questions here, a few comments. We got Jay Griffin. He said, "Is it true Klein graduated from the agricultural college?"
From the what?
Agricultural college.
No.
Do I look like a damn farmer to you?
This is for Klein. Klein kind of, I bet he got a farmer's tan. I done seen him with his shirt off, son.
Please. You
And
really
look,
want to talk about my shirt off? You don't have any female viewers ever.
hey, hold on.
Shirt off. There's
Last
no
time
point.
you, fuck that. Last time you came on with almost your pecker hanging out. Come on, dude. Yeah, Brandon, you missed that.
That's a lie.
We go
That's a
live.
lie.
We go live, and this motherfucker's got his camera waist high. Ain't nothing but crotch, man. Just lucky he had some kind of little loincloth or some kind of fucking weird towel or robe or something on. I don't even remember.
It was a robe.
You stole that motherfucker from the Hilton too, didn't you? Klein, we know you'll do it. Look, Mark
You're trying to be like
McGee.
Gorilla Monsoon or something here. You're really annoying me. I don't
Look.
have a Miss Betty to call, but
Man, I'm going to have to hit your mute button in just a second, Klein. Look, Mark McGee said NWA would be historic for you Brandon. NWA, NWA's doing some different stuff right now, man. I really like the kind of the back to the territories concept. And it's close to home, man. I would love to see both of you guys show up in NWA. There's no doubt in my head about that. Look, Jay Griffin's
the
back.
Kazanas are there. Look, you just go right into another comment. The Kazanas are in NWA, right?
I know.
Right?
Maybe we can go settle this there.
There you go, man. Maybe on a pay-per-view.
Maybe we
You
should.
can't never tell. Never know. Look,
I'd love to get on NWA. I'd love to get on NWA.
I'd love to see you guys there. Look, Jay Griffin's
Hey,
back.
tell them to hit us up.
That's above my pay grade, man. Look, I'm just a little shitty podcast, dude. That's it, man. I'm lucky y'all are here, man. Look, he said, Jay Griffin said, Klein should elaborate on his part disbanding a fraternity. Did you disband a fraternity?
What are you talking about?
I'm assuming he meant splitting up the hot shots.
No. He's talking about, which I'm not going to get into, some old bullshit that has nothing to do with me. It was a certain chapter, and it's a big misunderstanding. We're not getting into fraternity talk.
So look, Eric J's with us, man, and he said, Justin, your biggest fan, Layla, said you suck, man.
Layla, you can kiss my ass.
Damn! You know she's a kid, right?
I don't care. She's big enough to run her mouth to her better. Then she's old enough to hear the truth.
So look, Mark McGee's back, and he said, AEW at one point with Dark and Elevation were okay. Bringing in indie talent once they stop them shows, I stopped watching AEW. Here's the thing. I don't ever watch it when it's on, but I always try to watch it on record. I never watched WWE. I watched WrestleMania. They had me for a while. About 3 weeks after WrestleMania, I was done with that. They lost me. I do keep up with AEW only because, man, look, AEW is a company that everybody had so much high hopes for when it started. Man, it was literally the second chance, the only chance maybe for wrestlers to have another major place to work other than WWE. Simple as that. But I don't see it happening. I don't see anything going on with that, man, whatsoever. What about you, Klein?
I mean, I'm the same way. I record it, and then I only watch, segments that might help me or might inspire me or people, that I enjoy watching. I watch maybe 20 minutes of the 2-hour show, and I used to do that with WWE, and then I stopped because there's just nothing. I would just fast forward the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Look, Mark's back.
That's the way I am. I watch matches I want to watch or promos I want to watch.
Right.
And I think that's got a lot to do.
I'm big on commentating, and Excalibur is not the greatest, obviously, but I still can't stand Michael Cole. I mean, everybody hated him when he first started. Now they act like he's so fucking great just because he's been there so long. I guess he just wore everybody's nerves down. But he's insufferable to me, and that's another reason. I don't enjoy it because the commentating is like 40 or 50% of the show.
Right.
They're your hosts. They're with you the whole time. And if
I've got to disagree. Him and Pat McAfee are doing a hell of a job on commentary.
I do like Pat, but I didn't know they just still don't do it for me.
So look, Mark's back, and he says, "What about you guys coming to New York? Would y'all even fathom the opportunity to go to New York and wrestle?"
Yeah.
If the money's right, I'm not in it to lose money, and that's going to cost a lot. So you
Yeah.
get somebody to pay us,
Yeah.
we're there. I got all the time in the world. I got a
you
trust fund.
You got all the
good
money
thing
in the
about having
world.
a trust fund is you can do it.
You ought to be
We didn't get rich doing shit for free, so I mean,
Right.
why would we go wrestle in New York for free?
I'm not going to lose money.
Look, Britt Chappie Chapman's back, and he said, "Ain't enough sun to give Klein a tan." Man, he's on your ass. Man, he is all over your ass. Mark McGee come back, and he says, "K Toomer." Brandon says K Toomer don't stand chance against the frat row hero. That's what I heard, man. He said Memphis wrestling sucks when it stands next to EPW. That's what I heard, man. I think you said that, Klein.
I don't think I did. So don't be putting the words in my mouth.
Maybe I'm just making random shit up. I don't know, guys.
Maybe you're trying to stir the pot.
Oh, here's a good question, Jay Griffin. How would Savage fare against Bullwhip Ballard? That dude is rough. Hey, I want to know this. This is an awesome fucking question. I wish I'd have thought about it. Brandon Savage versus Bullwhip Ballard. Talk to me, both of you guys.
What is the deal with the cowpoke wannabe bullshit here lately? What do y'all think? Just because I'm a frat boy, I can't whoop up on some backwoods fucking hick? I have kicked many a fucking redneck's asses before.
Man, I'm loving this, Klein. That's going to be an awesome sound bite. Go on and say it. Go on and say something about Bullwhip Ballard and sucks somewhere after so I can edit that shit together the way I want it when this shit goes off, dude.
Wow. Fake news, people. Fake news.
Dude, let me ask you something. Is anything on fucking social media real?
I don't know Bullwhip Ballard. I mean, I think he's pretty good, but I've heard some stories. There's some stories out there where he wasn't so tough there at EPW. And I wasn't there, and I'm not one to spread misinformation. But I do think for some redneck cowboy, he does it pretty good. I mean, he does it a lot better than fucking Bobby Ford did when he was trying to be a cowboy.
Good.
So it's fine. He probably is a little bit rednecky and, country strong or whatever, or just a dumb redneck. He probably is that. So that's why he's good at it.
Man, I'll tell you the truth. I like Bobby Ford, but I don't see the cowboy thing with him either. I just don't, man, whatsoever.
So,
not unless it's Brokeback Mountain or something.
I do know a little backstory on Bullwhip, and not too many bright people came out of where he went to high school. So,
damn, we going personal. We going all the way back to high school with this, man. All right, man, I'm gonna tell you something. He can pop the shit out that bullwhip. He's the second coming of Dutch Mantel with that fucking bullwhip.
He'd be the one shoveling the shit in the bunkhouse, huh? He'd get the shit shoveling duties.
Hey, you never know, man. He could show up with AJ Kazanin somewhere, man. Might show up at EPW, dude. You don't never know.
They can turn around and ride off into the sunset together once Brandon Savage beats them.
Look up. Britt Chappie Chapman's back and he says, "Hey, Klein, buy some new shoes. Tired of seeing you come out in those 1970s weird Uncle White shoes. Man, damn. All the way down to your shoes, Klein."
I can show you my shoe collection, all right? I got a shoe collection that would make most women jealous.
When the hell are you going to come out of the closet and say you have a fucking crush on Justin Brett? I mean, come on.
Damn.
Right?
I mean, Lordy mercy. Are you fucking stalking him now or something?
I need to get a restraining order on this dude.
Man, I feel like you got a restraining order on a ton of people, Klein. I do, man. I feel like you do, man. I feel like you got a bunch of NDAs, too, running around.
They're there for a reason.
Yeah, they are. I've heard some stories about you, both of you guys, but
I mean, we're trying to get booked at places, not get blackballed from places.
I hear you. Look, Jay Griffin's back and he says, "While I don't care for this duo, I will say Savage is talented in the ring and Klein can cut promos with the best of them. They still suck, though."
Well, how am I supposed to take that?
And then he comes back, and Jay comes back, and he says, Bullwhip was green, green as grass at EPW. He's not that guy anymore. And I can attest to that. I've heard the stories out there, and I've heard them from people who were there. So I know they're true, but Bullwhip's a different guy now, man. A totally different guy. I'd love to see you guys lock horns somewhere, man. I think it'd be an awesome match. I think it'd be a main event anywhere it happened at.
So you're saying this, like he doesn't take his ball and go home anymore?
I don't know, dude. You know how wrestling is. There's a lot of balls out there. Everybody got one, and sometimes people take them and go home.
But I got the biggest.
All right,
I tell you what, he would take home if he got in the ring with me, and that's a good ass whooping.
There you go. EPW heavyweight champion ain't mincing no words about what'll happen if you step in the ring with him. Look, Brett's back, and he said, if you're scared, just say you're scared, Porky Pig.
Please. This guy talks so much shit about me and All Business Andrew Bates all week long, and you know what? He would not do shit because either one of us could take him out. I mean, he's got health problems. He's like one cigarette away from going 6 feet under. So, what's he going to do? He's like 70 years old. All he does is run that mouth.
So you going to beat up an elderly man, huh?
If I have to. If that's what it takes, I absolutely will.
You done cussed out a little girl earlier in the show. Now you're going to beat up an elderly guy. Klein, come on, man. Brandon,
I'm a counterpuncher. Don't come for me, and I won't come for you.
So look, Jay's back, and he said both the dudes should lighten up on the negative cowboy remarks with James Storm coming into EPW. That is true. I seen that. I'm glad Jay mentioned that. James Storm coming to EPW. Is there a chance he's coming to take Brandon Savage's EPW title?
This is what I mean about the cowboy shit. Like, does people think I'm scared to piss out any flame of a rebirth they have coming? Cowboys have been extinct for years. The new norm is being a well-civilized fraternity bro. Get with the fucking program or get the fuck out.
There, you heard it right there, man. Look, Brett's back, and he says, I've stepped up to both of y'all twice and nothing. Y'all scared of Brett Chappie Chapman?
Nobody's scared of anybody named Chappie, let me tell you, first of all. Have you seen this dude?
I have seen him. I'm pretty sure at some of the premier pro shows.
Good dude couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. Get real. He's like a farmhand. No wonder he's taking up for these cowboys. Farmers, cowboys, they're like related. It's the same kind of shit. It's the same people who got no education, who have no money, so they can't afford clothes like we rock. And so they're like, hey, I want to wear Wranglers, even though they really have no choice because they don't have any money. They don't have any education.
Shit-covered boots.
Yeah, but they're like, I'm representing this lifestyle. I miss the America I grew up in. All that kind of bullshit.
That's a blue-collar, hard-working man. He ain't a white-collar criminal like you, man. Come on, dude.
I know criminal.
Brandon,
let's call a spade a spade. All these blue-collar people would trade places with us in a heartbeat. So they're full of shit.
Brandon, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. Be sure to check your tax returns and your pay stubs. I'm just telling you, all managers, all great bands, what happened? What happened with their first managers? They ripped them off. I'm not saying it's happening, but I'm just saying it could be happening. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
You
look at him trying to stir the pot here, trying to drive a wedge between me and you.
Right, because we got something good going on, and he's trying to stir it up. Everybody tries that.
Everybody's jealous of us. Everybody.
It's like they're always trying to just tear us apart. This is a brotherhood, bro. This is a fraternity. It's for life. You understand that? This ain't some NWO made-up bullshit. This is real life.
So, look, Mark's got a question, and then we're going to talk about fraternity, because I want to talk to you, Klein, because I've mentioned the name a couple of times so far on this show, and I bet me and you, and other than some of the people watching who's our age, even understand the comment. I bet Brandon has no clue. But look, before we get to that, Mark McGee's back, and he said, Justin, which managers inspired you to become a manager?
My favorites, honestly, Bobby Heenan is number one, right? But I mean, it's kind of, I never set out to do this. That's why I got into this in my 40s, right? Like, this was not supposed to happen. I was coming in from a legit legal background. I mean, so I just got, but I did watch it as a kid. And so I would say influence-wise now is Bobby Heenan would be number one. You know, I mean, Jimmy Hart, just all the classics. Paul Heyman. But Bobby Heenan would be number one, without a doubt, the best.
Yeah, I think Bobby Heenan's head and shoulders. Look, Paul
He could do it
Heyman's
all. He could wrestle.
right.
He could talk. He could commentate. He was a great asset. He was good at branding. He was a great dresser. So you had everything there.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize how good a wrestler Bobby Heenan was before managing. Man, like you said, he was kind of great at everything. He was almost, I guess, a natural at this business because I don't think there's anything he didn't do to perfection in this business, man. Bobby Heenan is an influence on me.
Kind of a lot like me, really. I mean, if you think about it.
You're an influence on me?
I mean, I'm perfect in every way like that.
Ah, okay. I got you. Look, Brandon, for you, since he got that question, who are some of the wrestlers that inspired you to become a wrestler?
Let's see. Let's go early 2000s Christian, maybe. Yeah, I like early 2000 Christians.
I mean, see.
Randy Orton, early 2000s Randy Orton, you know, they had that edge, early 2000s edge, you know, just guys that had that charisma, you know, that you could tell they were fraternity bros in their day too.
My man's got good taste, Buster.
Yeah, man, that's a hell of a guys to kind of look up to and get inspired by, man. That's like a who's who of the wrestling business. Look, Britt's back and he said, I'd give you a good old country ass whooping. Difference between country ass whooping and city ass whooping is a country ass whooping hurts to even think about, Klein. Look, then he come back and said, if it wasn't for farmers, you'd weigh about 175 pounds, man. I feel like you're one of those dudes. I feel like you don't even think we need farms because everybody gets their food from a grocery store.
I mean, it's true, but.
And this is the dude managing your career, Brandon.
Corporate
this dude
farm.
right here. This dude. He don't think
corporate farms. I know it comes from the ground and all that, but you don't need to be out there, you know, planting your own shit. You're not doing anything.
Man, we've always planted our own shit. Everything from food to smoke. Planted our own.
Do you not afford a grocery store?
Why, man? Look, man, there ain't nothing like grabbing
a farmer's market. I mean,
look, there ain't nothing like grabbing fresh vegetables out of the garden, and when you bite into them, you taste that sun.
Yeah,
you can't go
like a worm in it, or it's like
you can't. Hey, that's just a little extra protein. You got to take the good with the bad, but you can't get homegrown tomatoes at the grocery store. You can't get them. They don't have the same flavor. You can't get
at the farmer's market when somebody like Bubba Chapman or Chappie Chapman or whatever his name is selling them down there. You just go buy them from a loser like him.
So look,
if you're feeling generous.
Mark McGee's back with us, and he says, folks hate on Justin and Brandon, but they've been nothing but respectful to me.
It's true. I mean, he's given us no reason not to.
I mean,
if he ever does, I have plenty of material for him, but
he
hasn't. So
give respect, get respect type of
right.
thing.
Stay on our good side, Mark. I can't believe you actually drove all the way down here with some loser and did not come see us. And I think we had a show or two maybe that weekend. That is crazy.
Dude, I can't believe they drove all the way down here too, man. They actually came to Missouri at the AHCW show. Actually, me and Mark actually met in person finally, but I can't believe they made that drive down here for wrestling, dude. Dedication, man. Real wrestling fans. Hard to come by nowadays, man. Hard to come by. Look, Jay Griffin's back and he said, these two dudes pretend they're so civilized. They're both low-down scoundrels that hide behind designer clothes and expensive vehicles. Damn, Klein, I think he's writing your resume. I think he's writing your bio, man.
He can go fuck himself. He's starting to piss me off. You know, you're supposed to be asking us questions. You don't have to put up every single comment that comes. You ever watch TV shows? They'll put a few. They'll hand picks up. You're reading out every nonsense that they put out here.
Hold on. You are the one that put out the post asking for these guys to comment.
And you haven't even asked about anything that they talk about. No, I didn't say. I said ahead of time topics for you to talk about. You haven't asked us about golf. You haven't asked us about politics or our style or anything.
Speaking of golf, I seen you were presented Brandon with that brand new golf club, and I feel like once AJ came out, that golf club looked like for a second it might have ended up where the sun don't shine on Brandon. So talk to me about this golf club. Did you actually get to use it, Brandon?
Like use it?
Yes. Play golf with it.
I use it every single day when I go to the course. That club is still in perfect condition.
I'll be honest with you. I don't get golf, man. It's kind of like bowling to me. Don't make no fucking sense, man.
You look like the type of guy that wouldn't get golf.
I just don't get it, man. I'm not sitting around watching a bunch of motherfuckers hit a ball into a hole.
Because you have no culture.
I'll be honest with you. So look, let's play a little word association. We got a couple more questions.
He can't ask us about golf because he doesn't know any terms. He doesn't understand it. That's why.
Yeah.
Man, the last thing I know about golf is Jack fucking Nicholson, man. See there? That's how much I know about golf. Right there. You get that? Look, let's get back to what I was talking about. Stan Gable. Klein, do you know who Stan Gable is?
I do, yes.
Brandon, do you know who Stan Gable is? You don't, do you?
Not really, no.
Smarten him up, Klein. Smarten his ass up, man. How's he calling? Look, how's he the fucking frat row hero and not know who the original fucking frat boy was?
Excuse me, now don't be
wrong. Come on.
You talking about this guy who used to be around here, lives in Oklahoma or something now?
I'm talking about Stan. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. Had a big dude with him named Ogre. Oh, yeah. Crushed beer cans on his head. Dove off the stairs in the swimming pool. Shit like that.
Yes.
Smarten him up, man. I can't. Look, smarten him up, man. How old are you, Brandon?
We will watch it later. But, I mean, first of all, that guy was kind of like the villain and a douchebag, and I don't feel like we have that much in common. But I will definitely show him later, this movie you're talking about. Hollywood bullshit, where the nerds are the good guys and the nerds win.
Oh, my God.
And,
Fine. You just described yourself to a T.
No.
You just, obviously, man, if they was going to make a new Revenge of the Nerds, of course, you'd have to get in shape now, because you got to admit, Stan Gable, he was a jock. He was in shape. You'd have to lose some weight, drop some pounds.
I was a jock.
Tone up.
I'm still a jock, Buster.
You got jock itch.
How much more time do we agree to this?
Look, we're gonna get through these questions, and you done took up way more of my than I planned on giving you, dude. Look, hold on.
You talked to those Mary Kate and Ashley Dabbs for like 20 minutes, and we've been on here like an hour and 20 minutes, and you're still going.
Word association, Neil Taylor. Both of you.
I'm reading this fucking comment.
Man, you need to be listening to me.
Well, quit putting it up.
He said, hey, Brandon, think back and think hard. Just how many matches has Klein cost you? That's a valid question. How many matches has Klein cost you, Brandon? Klein says 0.
I can't think of one offhand. I mean,
I can see right now you gonna milk Brandon for all he's worth. You're gonna take all his money, Klein. I can see that for sure, man. Get you some representation. I'm telling you, the EPW heavyweight champion.
He's
lot
got
of
the
fucking,
best representation. Look
lot
at
of
all these other
fucking.
managers and how long their relationship. See, this ain't no typical thing. That's what I keep telling you. We are frat brothers, right?
That's what.
This is the future.
Hey,
This
that's
is one
what.
of my BFFs. I love him like a son.
That's
And you've got other managers here.
That's
No
what people
offense,
don't understand. Justin
ahead.
Klein is not like every other manager at every other show that gets put with just anybody who can't get over or can't fucking grab no heat.
Right.
Klein is a legit manager. He handles
Right.
bookings. He handles
Merch.
trips, merch. Klein is
Booking.
a legit manager.
Right.
All right, Brandon.
I'm not somebody who
you.
shows up. Look how long, what happened to the Hollywood Horror Show? Love Jimmy to death, but I mean, he's not with them that long. Remember when Justin Case was managing Steel Cross? That didn't last very long. I mean, I'm not just picking up agents and dumping them. So for you to disrespect me, like I'm some kind of scoundrel, when I'm loyal to this man right here, and I have, a selfless person who is above reproach in every way, I find personally insulting.
Brandon, that's some of the same shit Suge Knight said before he held motherfuckers over the balcony by their feet, man. I'm telling you, you gonna do all the hard work, and when it's all said and done, Klein's gonna have you in his doghouse, man. I'm telling you, you better get you a good lawyer, get you some good representation. You need a manager to manage Klein. That's the way I see it, man. Klein needs a manager to manage himself, man. Look, Eric J wants a Trump impression, Klein. Can you do a Trump impression?
I've never worked on it, to be honest, so I know I can't do it, but I'll try to get back to you, Eric J. I can't do the hand thing,
Come on, we're waiting on it. I know you can do it. Go on, man. Come on, Klein. Let it out there.
I'll work on it, and you can get us back and do it sometime. You know what? I mean, let's cut the bullshit. I really like Trump, but a lot of his supporters really need help. I mean, they are not some of the brightest people. That's the problem I'm having. I think they're going to fuck it up.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. Both sides has got a bunch of fucking crazy people. Yes. I mean, they just do. It's just way too far out there, man, nowadays. It's fucking...
I mean, you can't, to his credit, now you can't pick your fan base. You get what you get.
Right.
I mean, he probably looks around and thinks, man, why is everybody who likes me so poor? That's probably what he's thinking. But, we don't get to always pick who our fans are. But I see them on there posting really stupid shit, and I'm like, they fucking... I could talk politics all day, but I'm sure it'd be above your head and all your listeners' head. But they need women's votes, right? They need independence and women. And what are they doing instead of talking about these horrible policies that we've fucking been under for the last 4 years? They're posting shit like Kamala's from the Idaho tribe, and they got the fucking hot wiener hot dog. That is not what is going to get the fucking women to come over here.
Right, I agree with you on that, Klein. It seems like me and you do see eye to eye on a few things, Moo.
Dumb.
Look,
now the wife's crazy too, but with the blue hairs and the
Jay Griffin's back, and he says, Klein wants a question. Okay, Justin, what do you think about the amazing job Bone Crusher and Downtown Bruno are doing at keeping EPW running like a well-oiled machine? And I'm glad he brought that up too. Downtown Bruno showed up.
Take this.
Downtown Bruno showed up this past week. Wrestling legend. Not just Memphis legend. Wrestling legend. Wrestling legend. And now Bone Crusher's got some backup there.
Downtown Bruno. We're talking about the same person, right?
Right.
Exactly, man.
Manager of Big Bertha and what's the guy that wore the suit? The caveman? The tall guy? Wow.
Giant Gonzalez.
Giant Gonzalez.
Elegante.
Yeah.
So talk, man. Like I said, you always got an issue with Bone Crusher, but now you got Bruno there too. How does that throw a little cog in the spokes for you guys?
He will never do as good of a job as Andrew Bates did. Never.
Speaking of Andrew Bates, you and your family.
Because Daniel Nova has not had the success that Brandon Savage has. Now put that on your little soundbite. Put that on a fucking reel.
Look, you mentioned
Bone Crusher jealous that Brandon Savage a better wrestler than Daniel Nova.
He's always been jealous.
But y'all always seem to have a problem with the office. Always. And I don't mean you got in trouble somewhere. You was out the night before and fucked up and did some shit you wasn't supposed to do. That kind of in trouble. I mean, you guys always want the power. And that takes us to Andrew Bates, because your family's money had a lot to do with putting Andrew Bates in power at EPW when he was the commissioner.
And what's wrong with that? It worked. EPW benefited from it. New ideas, fresh ideas. Look at how the ratings were. Look at the Crossroads Cup that he came up with. Andrew Bates is what EPW needs, not this old dinosaurs like Bone Crusher and the board of commissioner head or whatever he is.
We gained what? 2, 3, 4 new TV stations with Andrew was commissioner.
We expanded our TV
and plus
market.
Roku. Didn't we grab Roku when Andrew
that was under him?
I mean, what has Bone Crusher done? Not jack shit.
Nothing. Come out there like Joe Biden, stumble around, forget what he's talking about.
So look, we did a little word association.
Maybe Bone Crusher needs to get a little COVID. Maybe somebody needs to cough on Bone Crusher and then say, well, it's time to replace him. He did his duty. Let's take him out.
Man, if Bone Crusher gets COVID, everybody at EPW will have to shut the company down, man, until everybody gets well.
I think I've got COVID right now, to be honest. I'm not feeling good, and I'm still here.
I think you're giving me COVID, Klein. I do, man.
I've had 8 boosters in the past 6 months, and I still got this fucking shit.
So what you're saying is you could very well just fall over dead at any second right now, man.
I could, yet I'm here taking this abuse from you.
Look, Brent's back and he said Klein is in shape, round.
You know how much I weigh? 225 pounds. So if that's out of shape, you got bigger problems than me, buddy.
You willing to put that shit on a scale?
I am, but not now because I don't feel like it.
That's what I figured, man. Let that COVID kick in, not eat for a couple weeks, and then we'll weigh you, Klein. We'll see what happens. Look, Mark McGee's back, and he says, rumor has it that even Tiger Woods don't want no golf heat with Brandon. Are you that good at golf, Brandon?
Definitely shooting better than Tiger Woods has been since the PGA Tour started this year. I don't think he's shot under 15 over.
They're talking about Tiger's son. Brandon Savage is who they need to be watching because it's just a matter of time before he gets a green jacket at the Masters.
So we're going to see your ass on the PGA Tour one day is what you're telling me?
Very likely.
Well, you ain't because you don't watch it.
Oh, I would. I will say this, Klein. If you manage Brandon Savage at the PGA tournament, I'll watch that fucking shit, man, because I know you. It's going to be some shit go down, man. There's no doubt I'll watch golf that night, man, or that day. When do you motherfuckers play golf?
The term for it is called caddying, not managing.
Yes.
Come on now.
Oh, so you going to be his caddy?
I am a big fan of Patrick Reed, if you know his reputation, but I would never use a leather wedge or do anything shady on the golf course any more than I do in a wrestling arena.
So look, Brent's back, and he says Andrew Bates is a half pint that deserves to be in micro wrestling. Buys his clothes off the kids' rack. Man, hey, he is a small dude, but I actually I like Andrew. I actually thought smart move bringing in Andrew in, and I actually, truthfully, he always kind of favored to y'all side, but other than that, I thought he was a pretty damn good commissioner of EPW myself. I did. I thought he was pretty good, man.
Always favored our side.
Look, Brett Chappie Chapman's back, and he said last time Klein weighed 225, he was in junior high.
Mm.
All right, guys.
At least I made it to junior high. What do you got, a 5th grade education?
Look, we're going to do a word association, and then we're going to wrap this thing up, man. I done heard all the Klein I can handle. I asked y'all a while ago, Neil Taylor, first thoughts, Klein.
Can I say something else before you do this?
Go ahead.
Thank you. You talked about us having problems with management everywhere we go, and I explained, right, that most of the time it's because those commissioners want to make these mouth breathers happy, and the mouth breathers, for whatever reason, refuse to like us and support Brandon Savage. Let me just, a perfect example of this at PPW is they went out and they made an anti-Justin Klein t-shirt and actually sold it. So, of course, you don't think I'm going to push back about that, about the Rogers pulling some shit like that? You don't think I'm going to push back when Bone Crusher made us, remember Brandon, when he made us like clean the toilets?
Clean the toilets.
And cook in the concession stand? I mean, juvenile bullshit. It is like a class war. It really is. And it's so sad because you've got so many pores, you know, in wrestling. And this is why wealthier people, this is why we go to the golf course, you know, a lot of people, they're good athletes. And we're like, you should come in, you should become a wrestler. And they're like, there's a lot of pores there. Because they, you know, they cater to the pores.
You're all about class distinction, though, Klein.
We tried to change that, and we're up against a brick wall.
Class distinction's really big in your world, huh, Klein?
It is. Well, I mean, you can't help it when you walk into these places.
Look, even Mark McGee agrees that Andrew Bates, he thought Andrew Bates was a good commissioner. Now, word association. This is for both of y'all. Neil Taylor.
Fat.
Savage, Neil Taylor.
He said fat. Wow. Overpowered.
You mean
he has too much power? He's got too much power. Yeah.
I got you. Damn, Klein, did you break your chair?
Shut up.
All right, Dustin Starr.
Crazy hair.
Damn, that was a lot of solid. Klein, come on, man.
It's word association. You're just saying the first thing that comes to mind.
That was the most awkward pause.
Wow.
That's the first time I've seen you speechless for a few seconds, Klein. Savage, Brandon Savage, Dustin Starr.
Botox, maybe?
Ooh, God dog. I didn't expect that. All right, let's move right on along. Johnny Dotson.
Good one. That was a who?
Johnny Dotson.
Troublemaker.
I kind of agree with that. Johnny can't stir. Hey, he's as good as you at stirring the fucking pot, man. There ain't no doubt about that. Brandon Savage, Johnny Dotson.
Self-conceited.
I mean, I can kind of see that too. I think both of those are somewhat accurate. Look, over the past year or so, I've got to know Johnny a little bit more personal, and his public persona, y'all nailed it right on the head. I think he's starting to try to change that persona some, but Johnny's a good dude, man. I'll be honest with you. Me and Johnny, hey, Klein, 2 years ago, me and Johnny was at each other's throats on the internet over posts I'd make about Love City.
Yeah, but he didn't like your early reviews of the show.
It is what it is, man. I mean, the truth is the truth. At the time, I felt like it was true, spot on.
It was.
But here's the thing about Johnny.
It would be interesting if you were a good reporter and didn't want to talk about bullshit all the time. Is we could have talked about what I think the strengths and weaknesses are to all these different promotions, but we don't have time for that now. But just in the future.
We got all the time in the world if you want to.
Don't.
Look, I was making
it dinner time for me. I just got off work. You can see I had a tie on when we began this.
Hey, I was kind of keeping it somewhat politically correct for you guys. I didn't want you guys to get any heat, but if y'all want to go there, I'm all for going anywhere. Here's the thing. EPW, probably my favorite television promotion, my favorite television product right now around our area. I even work at Bluff City some doing some commentary. Right now, EPW still my favorite television product out there. I'll say that 100%. No doubt about it.
As it should be.
I feel like it's raw. It's more raw.
It really got a whole lot better in the last month, though, hasn't it, Buster? It really has. And I don't know what changed.
Look, man, here's the thing. Don't have Daddy put no money into EPW. I like it just the way it is. Don't spruce it up. Don't make it glitzy and glamoury. It's raw like Southern pro wrestling should be. That's why it's my favorite product. Memphis Wrestling. I like Memphis Wrestling too. but it's so polished. Everything's bright. All the colors are bright. All the wrestlers, over the top characters. They're more than wrestlers, they're characters. Reminds me of WWF 80s, early 80s WWF wrestling. Nothing's wrong with that. I love early 80s WWF wrestling, but it's two different styles of wrestling. I feel like EPW is more real. Here's the thing. You can't use real wrestling because there's no fucking such thing as real pro wrestling. But I feel like it's more of a sports athletic based pro wrestling, where I feel like Memphis Wrestling is more of a sports entertainment based product. And that's just the way I feel about it. Bluff City, I feel like Bluff City is just now, Bluff City is still trying to find its identity. That's the thing. Bluff City is still out here and it's still trying to figure out exactly who Bluff City is. They got a lot of good things going on. All these companies, man. Memphis is off the charts. EPW is off the charts. And Bluff City's starting to make a bunch of noise around our area. And I expect more to come. Klein, we got time. Talk to me about the difference between EPW, Memphis Wrestling, and Bluff City.
EPW, I feel like, has the best talent overall, the best locker room, and the best talent. The production, I prefer that. I like the look, the arena, all of that. Joey Gross, we probably have that's probably one of our sore spots because Joey Gross is so terrible. So, I feel like Bluff City has a better announced team, and because of Joey Gross, who I hate. And Memphis, I'm with you on that. I think it's too bright. It is a little too romper room, right? I don't like the bright blues but that's just me. I mean, it's like a living room. It's just the whole thing is just real bright, which might be petty, but that's kind of how I feel there. But I mean, they got great people on their roster. I would say that was their weakness, maybe. And it's not really a weakness. It's just not me. I like a little darker, arena. Am I froze up?
No, you're good, dude.
No, you're good.
For all the pompousness in you, man, and all the money, you like your bitches to be a little dirty, huh? You like them to be a little skanky, huh, Klein?
I like a little back alley action every now and then.
So talk to me about.
I don't want to look like I'm in a preschool.
Talk to me about Bluff City then.
But it's a great venue, and I have no beef with any of these people. I'm sure this is going to be taken all out of context. But we were there for a while in Memphis,
right?
And, it just didn't work out really. The time, the day wasn't really that they did the tapings wasn't working out for us. Of course, we were there with the tag team, so we haven't been there back there solo. But everybody there was great. There were a few losers like Brett Michaels and Big John Dalton, who I don't like.
Speaking of Big John Dalton, I seen him make an appearance and he's starting to show up at EPW.
Yeah.
So look.
Well, I want to get back to that too. Some of this young cats that are coming in, a lot of the fresh blood, a lot of young cats coming into EPW. Bad timing because they're not going to get to the top right now. I can tell you that. All right, you want to talk about Bluff City? I have not actually attended a show. I will say their announcing is good, and it looked like they just built in a studio or something. You can probably talk more about that. But then now he's saying today that they're going to primarily be at Lafayette. So what's going on with that?
I think it's just better for. All right, here's the thing: Memphis Wrestling so bright, so polished, so glitzy, so.
We covered that, Buster. Come on.
Well, here's the thing: Bluff City, they do have an arena, but it's black walls. It's just not a lot of atmosphere. I feel like that's why the move to Lafayette's. I feel like the TV tapings are going to look so much better at Lafayette's.
I agree. And
it's going to.
Well, it's going to bring in 901, that does at Black Lodge. I think that's great. I mean, I'd love to go on a show where you can actually drink alcohol because alcohol would help me deal with these marks a lot easier. So I like that. 901 production value is great. But like I said, I think EPW clearly has better talent. Just look at the roster, just being real. But I do think, like, man, 901, you've been there. They have a great, I mean, I'm a generous guy. I'm going to give everybody little compliments. They have great multimedia, great visuals, lights, camera.
Dude, I agree with that 100%. 901 has some of the best production around, dude. I agree with that 100%, man. They have some of the best production around. I'd like to see 901 show up on something other than YouTube. I know real TV's kind of becoming obsolete, but there's all these different streaming channels out there now. Speaking of real TV, I'm saying that, but hey, that's one thing that I feel like EPW is really capitalizing on and cornering the market around our area. EPW is getting out to a lot of real TV markets, not streaming, real television, man. So I'm glad we got to the point. I think that's awesome, man. Here's the thing. Real TV, to me, gives you credibility. It does. I feel like it does. When you're on regular broadcast television, it adds a element of credibility to your company.
100%. I agree. Because anybody really, to varying degrees of success, but anybody can stream on YouTube, like anybody,
Right. Dude, we're on YouTube, man. That shows you how fucking easy it is to get on YouTube, man.
This will be your highest rated show ever, by the way, probably. That's why we're getting all these markets, the EPW. Look at Brandon Savage. I mean, no homo. The dude is, he's a bona fide superstar. Like, the girlies love him.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. I live by a rule. Anytime you have to say no homo before you say something, it's homo.
Whatever.
It's homo. Brandon.
Buster, I'm getting tired of you.
Let's let Brandon give us your opinion of these three companies, Memphis Wrestling, EPW, and Bluff City. And then we're out of here, guys, because I got to eat too. Fat man's hungry, man. I got to eat.
EPW, top of the line. I mean, it's literally the best show within a Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama. It's just top of the line show. We have the best talent.
The branding.
Branding. I mean, I was gonna say commentary, but yeah, like he said, Joey Gross's commentary is a little rough. Now, Jimmy, he's a good commentator. I don't really know too much about Bluff City, so I can't really go into it. I've never really paid much attention to them. And then Memphis Wrestling, I mean, I ain't really got nothing wrong with our setup or nothing like that. It like I said, we was the tag team doing the tag team thing then,
Right.
And honestly, I wouldn't mind going back to Memphis. A lot of the problem there was Ethan, having to carry him around. But nothing really bad to say about Memphis. I mean, I enjoyed my time there. It's like I said, with doing the tag team thing and Ethan being a real drag behind, it was kind of hard to get things rolling there. But other than that, I mean, really ain't got nothing bad to say against it.
Right, and here's the deal. EPW, Memphis Wrestling, two separate entities, two separate companies, but they have some of the same moving parts in both of them. So here's the thing. It's subjective. It's what you like. I like more Southern style, raw. I'm like Klein, man. I like my bitches a little dirty. I like my bitches a little skanky, man. I'm going to be honest with you. So I like the rawness of EPW. I like that you get
I've got to say, Memphis is kind of more into building characters,
exactly.
And APW is more into building storyline-wise.
I agree with that 100%, man. I agree with that 100%. Memphis has definitely created some of everybody they've got is a character. There's really no just wrestlers on there, and that's one thing I like about EPW is because you never know what you're going to get. It's kind of like WWE. I feel like with Memphis Wrestling, a lot of times I kind of know what I'm going to get when I watch it. EPW, I feel like I really don't never know what I might get, man. And it's just up to taste. Look, all three companies, like I said, obviously Memphis Wrestling's huge. EPW is growing like a fucking wildfire. And Bluff City is looking for its identity. When Bluff City finds its identity, and with the move to Lafayette to do the tapings, it's going to make the TV look so much better, and it's going to give those guys an opportunity to make a bigger card. I feel like you're not going to see at Lafayette, you're not going to see a bunch of throwaway matches. You're going to see marquee matchups, and you're going to see marquee talent on those cards too, from no telling where around the country. And I feel like it's going to give them the opportunity to run better quality shows, bigger shows and better quality. TV's going to be better, but to each his own. Look, Klein, before we get out of here, Brett Chappie Chapman's back, and this is a serious question. Klein, what are the requirements to become a wrestling manager?
What do you mean? You got to have a license just like anything else, but what you really need to be a successful manager is you need to be a little bit good at finance. You need to be good at marketing. You need to be good at public speaking. And luckily, and you need to have a little bit of sex appeal, doesn't hurt. But, luckily I've got it all. So, and you have none.
Well, here's the thing.
Chappie Chapman is always trying to get somebody, hey, if you need somebody in your corner, I'll do it. No, nobody wants you. Chappie,
trust me,
in their corner.
Nobody wants a guy dressed in camo with a rebel flag hat as their manager.
Looked like they just came out of a B movie, Duck Dynasty.
Here's the thing, Justin. There's two kind of managers in wrestling. There's the Paul Ellerings, the Jim Cornettes, and you say you're one of them. These are guys who, they're not just a guy who walks out to the ring with a talent. There's those kind of managers that they walk out to the ring with a talent, and that's the end of the relationship. Then you got these guys, like I just said, who actually take care of their guys, actually handle their bookings, actually handle their fees, negotiation of their POs and all this stuff. Yeah. You say you're one of those guys. Brandon, does he take care of all your business like you want him to?
Down to a T, yeah. I mean,
there you go.
If I ask him I need something done, I mean, I can count on him.
It's true.
There you go. You said it
Jim
right.
Jim Cornette, too, that was a big oversight. He would be my number 2 influence. I don't know how. I had a brain fart earlier. But yeah, I handle it all. Except sometimes when I forget that I had the wrong date. and you shut up at an arena.
Shut up.
So is he costing you bookings by sending you to the wrong place or showing up on the wrong place?
No. It was nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Guys, I appreciate both you guys for coming on. It's always a blast anytime. Brandon, you've been on before early on when there was me and Mark and Mike. I'm glad, man, I got you on here. I've been wanting to get you on pretty much since I started by myself. Klein, always an adventure fucking with you, man. Always, dude. Always a blast, man. And I appreciate both of you guys for coming on and giving us your time.
I can tell you're Southern because the whole goodbye takes about 30 minutes.
Hey, if you was here, I'd hug your ass.
Goodbye, wrap it up about 30 minutes ago.
Klein, if you was here, I'd give you a big old fucking hug, man. Maybe a kiss on the cheek, man. No homo. No homo. Brandon, dude, I'm glad you finally got to the top of the EPW mountain, man. No bullshit aside. I've been watching you take this journey for the last 2 years. You've kind of hit every stage leading up to this point, man. And I wish you all the fucking success in the future, dude.
Appreciate it. It's been a hell of a ride. I ain't gonna lie. Some fucking obstacles we had to fucking overcome, and hoops we had to fucking jump through was unbelievable. But
that's the wrestling business.
Any or less of a man would have crumbled.
Definitely the wrestling business. Guys, y'all have a great night.
He's humble, too. I love that about him. He's humble.
He is a humble champion, man. That's because he don't need to be braggadocious. He's got you with him, Klein. Man, hell, Brandon don't even need to say nothing, man. Just let you say it all, dude.
Like I said, he's my fucking brain fart. Fucking shit. Paul Heyman. He's my Paul Heyman.
Brandon, let me tell you a secret. We don't want Klein to hear this, man. Listen. When it comes time and you figure out he's been fucking you over your money, and you turn on him, you figure out he's turned on you, and you beat his ass, man, you're going to be the most over-fucking babyface in EPW or wherever this happens at, dude, I promise you.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
I can shut that shit down real quick. That ain't nothing but a dream in y'all's little fantasy heads.
Guys, thank you, Klein. You're out of here, dude. Brandon, I appreciate you so much, dude. Like I said, appreciate you giving me your time. And I wish you all the success in the future, man.
Holler at us if you want us back.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, you seen it right there. The front row. Like I said, Stan Gable stamped. He put the stamp on them. Look, guys, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., Professor Bear, Wrestling Society Network. You don't want to miss this show, man. This is another streaming deal. All wrestling. They're starting to add some MMA. Got some surprises, I think, coming up. Tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m., Professor Bear. Look, guys, before I forget, because I didn't do it at the first, like this video, share this video, and go to Buster H.R. Johnson and subscribe. Till tomorrow night, y'all take it easy.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.